Hi guys, the Middle Maniac back again, and this is going to be my second to last video for today. In this video, I'm going to be doing a review on the Iron Maiden live album called "The Book of Souls: The Live Chapter." Sorry, I had to look at it because for some reason I always misread it. Sometimes for some reason I always skip. My brain skips the word live, and I always think it's Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden: The Book of Souls live chapter, or I don't know. My brain sometimes messes up the title of this thing. I'm stupid sometimes. Not all the time. Sometimes. Anyway, so yeah, the Book of Souls, the live chapter. It's very, very good. I mean, hold on. Of course, it has the modern era of the band lineup. Of course, Steve Harris on bass, Nickel McBrain on drums, Bruce Dickinson on vocals, and Adrian Smith, Yannick Gears, and Dave Murray on guitar. So it's a 3 guitar lineup. Um, anyway, this was recorded during the Book of Souls live tour that went from 2016 to 2017. Um, so yeah, and this is not the Eddie that's on the Book of Souls album art. This is actually, I guess this is supposed to be like, oh, this is actually the costume Eddie. This is the Eddie that they bring out on stage during the tour. Yeah, so that's why it's a lot bulkier and a lot less skinny. Anyway, I'm gonna start off with the first track. They're all live tracks, of course. Anyway, the first one is "If Eternity Should Fail." Honestly, I really like the studio version better. I don't really like this live version all that much. Speed of Light, I don't like just because I don't like the studio version. Wrathchild. Okay, so maybe I was wrong when I said they hadn't played Wrathchild in years. But yeah, I mean, even with Bruce Dickinson singing the song, it's still really, really good. Although, of course, not as good as when Paul Di'Anno sang it, but it's still really, really good. Still has the vibes of the original song. Um, then Children of the Damned. I already have said I don't like this song, so again, I don't like the live version. Death or Glory is okay live. I prefer the studio version of that song. The Red and the Black is the same way. It's an okay live version, but I prefer the studio version. But here we go. The Trooper. This song is great both live and studio. Like, I love the studio version and I love any of the live versions. Like, this is oh yeah, and by the way, there is live footage of most of these songs on YouTube, on Iron Maiden's YouTube channel, where they post a lot of their stuff. Um yeah, so the Trooper, the live version, I love it. Like, it's a lot, I think, slightly more fast paced than the studio version. Of course, Bruce Dickinson is wearing like a soldier outfit, and he's waving a British flag around. It's just great all around. I absolutely love this version of. Actually, I love all the live versions. So yeah, it's awesome. Um, then Power Slave, the live version of Power Slave. Um, eh, I mean, I prefer the Flight 666 version. If I'm talking about live versions, I prefer that version over any other live version, other than maybe the Live After Death version. Meh, I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, this is an okay version of that song. All right. The Great Unknown. I don't really like it live. I prefer the studio version. The Book of Souls. Ooh, even though I love the studio version, the live version is just so much better. Like, it's one of my favorite performances of them live, especially the modern era stuff. Like, I love how, like, during the song, they bring Eddie out on stage, and then Bruce Dickinson just tears out Eddie's heart. I don't know, it's just very entertaining. But yeah, everyone does a good job. I love it. A live version of Fear of the Dark. Honestly, I love this version, but honestly, I can't decide whether I like the Rock and Rio version better or this version because they're both really, really good. Maybe I prefer the Rock and Rio version better, but this is still a really good live version. I love how in the audience, when the chorus, like when the chorus, not in the beginning, the guitar riff, the mellow guitar riff, the da-na-na, like you know what I'm talking about. I love how the people just sing along. Of course, I was one of those people when I went to the 2019 Legacy of the Beast tour. When they played that song, I was like, so just like, ah, yes, I was waiting for this song. I love it. Um, anyway, let's see. Iron Maiden, the song. Um, Again, even I love the live version, both all live versions and the studio version. Although I do prefer when Paul Di'Anno sang it. Even though Bruce Dickinson does a very, very, very good job, he just can't quite match um, the vocals quite right. Um, anyway, but it's a really good song live, even if Bruce Dickinson sings it. Let's see, The Number of the Beast. I love it. I actually prefer this version compared to the version that they played live back in the '80s because um, the audio of the intro monologue part back then, even in the studio version, it's very, very, very quiet. As compared to nowadays, it's actually quite audible. Like you could really hear it. But yeah, it's great. I love it. Blood Brothers. This is a great song for a live version. Like, this was another song that was meant to be played live. Like, the studio version is really good, but any version that's a live version is just absolutely awesome. And it ends with Wasted Years. I love when they close with songs like that. Um, like I mentioned before, when I went to the Legacy of These tour, they closed with Run to the Hills, which is a pretty okay closer. I was expecting them to close with "Hallowed Be Thy Name," but that was the second to last song. But anyway, this this was a really great way to end um, a live album. I love it. Um, Overall, a really great live album. Um, One of their best, especially in the modern era. Although like I said, the Book of Souls is a great song, like a great song from the Book of like a great live version of the Book of Souls a song from the Book of Souls album. Most of the Book of Souls stuff on here, like the songs from that album, aren't that good live. Where this live album really shines are when they play a lot of their older stuff live. Like I've said, Wrathchild, The Trooper, Power Slave, Fear of the Dark, Iron Maiden, The Number of the Beast, Blood Brothers, even though it's new, but still, and Wasted Years. But yeah, they really shine on live albums, especially with their older stuff. Um, but yeah, overall, a great, great, great live album. I'm gonna rate it a a 9 out of 10. This is an amazing live album. Actually, it was the very first live album I ever got, uh, Iron Maiden or otherwise, and I just love it. So that's my review of Iron Maiden, The Book of Souls live chapter. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time.